Hello, my name's Jocelyn. It has been exactly 3 weeks since my turbinate reduction and septoplasty. This video will cover infection, sore throats, nasal rinses, pain, and range. I forgot in my last video to mention that in week 2, the headache gradually went away. Week 1, I had terrible headaches, and mostly it was because of the splints. So once I got the splints out in day 7, my sinus headache that was debilitating. It was so bad. Started to go away, and 2 days later, it was gone. And when it comes to the painkillers I was taking, by day 4, my nose was not in so much pain, but the headache was the thing that was keeping me up at night, and the oxy I was taking was more to treat the headache from the splints than the nose pain at that point. The other thing I forgot to mention was on day 7, when I started singing again, sometimes when I'd be singing, I would feel a little bit of vertigo or like my head was underwater. And when I looked it up, it's mostly because your sinuses have had trauma and also been cleared out, and it takes a while for your equilibrium to get back to normal. I don't know if the singing made it worse or better, but I would just notice when I was singing that I would get a little bit dizzy. Sore throats. From the time I got the splints out, so week 1, day 7, I got the splints out. And since then, I've been doing nasal rinses. The first week and a half was definitely from the intubation, but after I started the nasal rinses, the sore throat didn't go away. It felt like, or it feels like, you've already been singing for 2 or 3 hours, and then you go and do a gig on that voice. So even right now, it's in the morning, I feel like I've already been singing for 2 hours at least. I called my ENT, and she said that it is common for the nasal rinses to cause throat irritation, and that my vocal cords aren't affected at all in the throat irritation. However, my range is usually from like E to F below middle C to high C. Like those are notes that I can sing in the morning when I haven't really warmed up very much, all throughout the day. I consider that to be mostly my tessitura. Like those are solid notes generally. When I have been in rehearsal, week 2, I could hit an F and no higher. So that's like a fifth, which is about 20% of my range. I couldn't go any higher. Week 3, I had rehearsal last night. I could hit an A, but it's still not super solid. And you can imagine when you're trying to sing in your full range, when it feels like you've already been singing for 2 to 3 hours, it is challenging. Pain. The pain has mostly gone away. It's just, my nose is just sore. When last week, when I would talk and sing and laugh, especially like laughing stretches out your nose and that hurt. So if I laugh, I would like hold my nose. Last week, if I touched the tip of my nose, I would but this week it's not so bad. I can touch the tip of my nose and it not like be painful. I haven't taken pain medicine in probably 3 or 4 days. Infection. This is TMI, but frankly this whole video is TMI. The thing I didn't realize about surgery is the chance for infection. So they gave me antibiotics for, I guess, neck up antibiotics. This past Sunday, I was having some discomfort in my abdomen, and I wasn't sure what it was. And then I felt burning, and turns out that I got a bladder infection, also called a UTI. UTIs happen between 5 and 15% of patients. The septoplasty doesn't involve a catheterization, so there's definitely less of a chance, but there's more of a chance if you're female. And this I didn't know. So again, TMI, anesthesia, opioids, antibiotics, all those can make you constipated, and the more constipated you are, the more chance there is for a bladder infection or a UTI. It's more common in females because of our anatomy, but males can get them too. You leave the hospital, or when I left the hospital, they gave me a bunch of medications, including a constipation medication called Docusate sodium, which just helps you, I don't know, go to the bathroom. So I took it, and then I stopped taking it once I stopped the opioids, which was like about a week plus. Because I thought, oh, okay, like opioids give you constipation, and I'm doing fine. Although I wasn't eating very much. The thing that I didn't realize was, after I stopped the opioids and I started getting more back into life, I had really bad fatigue. So I haven't exercised in a month. Normally I exercise pretty regularly, like maybe every day or two for about an hour. And I tried twice to go to even just walk on a treadmill. And after 30 minutes, I was so whooped. And I think now in hindsight, it was because of the infection, and the antibiotics that I was prescribed after the surgery didn't touch anything like below the neck. So, because I was like, I've just been on antibiotics. Why would I have an infection when I've just been on antibiotics? They said, well, the antibiotics target different things. And I was like, pfft. In hindsight, what I should have done is continued to take the Docusate for probably another week while I was getting back to eating and making sure that my stomach was functioning well. So the infection was a setback I wasn't expecting. But after I started the second round of antibiotics, so I went to the urgent care on Sunday night. Today is Thursday. I did start to have better energy. So by yesterday, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm getting some of my energy back. Stamina. The longest time that I have been singing in the last week was recording here. And that was probably off and on for 6 hours, but I could take it easy. I could take breaks. And I was fine, but my voice was definitely tired and worn out by the end of the day. The first gig I have is in 2 weeks. So it'll be on the 5-week mark, where it's like solo. All my gigs up to then, I have a few solo parts, but it's not just me singing by myself. And that gig is about 2.5 hours of like me playing and singing. And I probably could have done it today. So that's good to know that at 3 weeks, I could have done a 2-hour gig, let's say solo. I would have just been more careful than I normally would be when it comes to repertoire, stamina, and preparation. Breathing. This side of my nose, I can breathe on. Like, good. This one is not so good. This one is still sore. And if you look inside it, there are a bunch of scabs that are, I think, blocking my airway. But this side isn't as clear as this side. So in terms of breathing, my actual surgery, I think will be fine. But as of 3 weeks, I still have limited breathing on my right side. And just FYI, when my doctor reduced the turbinates, she only reduced the inferior. So you have like 3 turbinates, and the lower one is the biggest one, and that's the one for me that got reduced. The last thing I want to talk about is body stress. And I know in this video I've been talking about how much I've been singing since. Besides the singing, I haven't been doing much else. I've been staying at home a lot. I haven't been really socializing. I've been sleeping as much as possible. If I'm tired, I go lie down. So other than the gigs that I have started back up doing, socially, I'm not back at all to life. And the really interesting thing to me is I have this like fitness ring, and the fitness ring measures your stress. So normally when I am exercising, my stress goes up. When I am doing a gig, my stress goes up. And what I've noticed the last 3 weeks is that when I'm doing something as chill as sitting at a computer or sitting on a couch, my stress level is high, which has been telling me that my body's working really, really hard, and that even the amount of little that I'm doing is a lot, and I need to continue to be careful. And I just want to show you the level of stress that my ring is picking up. And again, I am doing a little bit of singing, and those I marked out. You can sort of mark out as you're working or you're singing. But if you look at the amount of stress that's happening, like when I'm not doing anything, it's really surprising. So I'm not telling you to get a fitness ring, but I'm just showing you that from my experience, it's good for me to know and to be aware that my body's working really, really hard, even when I'm just sitting down. I'm not a doctor, I'm a singer who went through it, so I hope this was helpful and informative. If you have questions, I will try to answer them. I wish you luck if you are getting ready for surgery.